Hi, Fiona here from Nature's Powerhouse. Today I'm going to be doing chives. Always useful to have to hand. You can use them obviously in stews. You can add them to greens powder. You can use them to turn into powder and sprinkle on toasted cheese. You can break them up into little pieces and add them to baked potatoes. Loads of things you can do with chives. So what you need to do first of all, obviously I've rinsed them. This is my rinsed chives here, and then you just need to check through them, make sure there's no iffy ones. There's an iffy one. Look, it's very ridiculous, so you don't need that, but just make sure they're nice and firm and no nasty bits on them. And then what I normally do is just chop them into fairly short pieces if I'm going to be using them for sprinkling. If I'm going to be using them to make a powder, I'll dry them just as they are, pop them on the baking sheet, and away you go. So I'm not going to cut these up, but if you were looking to have, shorter pieces to sprinkle on things, then cut them up first. Now, a couple of things to mention. Pop them on the baking tray. If you don't have these non-stick baking sheets, you can use baking paper, greaseproof paper. That will also work quite well. So you can pop that on there. Now, what I wanted to say was, with dehydrators, they work on blowing hot air onto food to dehydrate it. So sometimes, if something is particularly light when it's dried, the air will blow it away, sometimes to the back or the bottom of the dehydrator. So if you're at all concerned about it, whatever you're drying being blown away, one very, very easy way of dealing with this is to put either greaseproof paper or another baking sheet on top, and then just clip back and front with these little bull nose clips that I use here. You clip the two pieces together and you can fold those flat. Just to say, make sure that the bits that are clipped are in the same direction as the way the fan is blowing. So if it's a dehydrator that blows from the side, clip them here. If it blows from the back, clip them there. If it blows from the top, just anyway, it doesn't really matter, but do bear that in mind. So that is now ready to go into the dehydrator, and I will show you what that looks like once that's dried. Right, to finish off the chives, oops, these have been drying for 6 to 8 hours, pending on the humidity in the air and what type of dehydrator you have. And as you can see, they're sort of straw-like. Nothing much else needs to be done to these. You can break them up like that very easily. They are ready to go into your storage bottle, and then you can use them for all manner of things. If they don't snap, if they're like that, let's put them to one side. Sometimes some of them just are stubborn and they don't want to dry properly. So just take them out of there. There's another one, but that one breaks easily, so that's okay. And then obviously into your bottle it goes. Once again, tip up, pop it in. Oops, if it's sticking, just get in there and brush it out. and still as full of flavour as the fresh variety. Cleaning it up a little later. And will last for a long time, stored in your glass bottle, in your larder, out of the sunlight. Chives.